didn't take the responsibility for my life, and it's because of that.
Say that again. You did what?
I took the responsibility of myself and her life.
Say that again.
I took the responsibility of me and her life.
Stand up on your feet. Put your hand on your heart. And now say it again.
I took the responsibility of me and her life.
Dr. Trevetti.
The author of this book, Chasing Success, joins us.
A human behavior and national stress reduction expert.
Dr. Alok Trivedi is Dr. Alok Trivedi. He's the founder of Aligned Performance Institute.
I'm Dr. Alok Trivedi. If you're a frustrated business owner who's been trying to grow your business and scale fast, then you're going to want to sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. Because over the next 20 minutes, I've made this documentary just for you.
I am so grateful that he is doing exactly what he's doing with his life, because it is awesome what I've seen him do with people.
He changed everything. I started clearing a lot of those feelings I had of guilt and shame or resentment.
When I think about the work that you've done with me and how it's really helped me to be grateful in any given circumstance, these 4 Emmys right here, half of them are yours.
There's a new class of business where people are using their information to grow their business without using the old, outdated models that many people fall prey to.
And how do you explain what you do?
Grab a notebook, let's get to work. I'm Dr. Alok Trivedi.
The idea that you can reorient the way that you think about business, the way you think about your mission, the way you think about how you live your values in the life, flipping it, all of a sudden this big aperture opens.
It's just like, I can see it all.
The world looks completely different after that moment.
The biggest fear you struggle with is not feeling enough. Not feeling like you've actually made a difference, no matter how much success you've attained.
Those inner wounds that were preventing me, that self-doubt that I wasn't able to really commit or believe or have the confidence in my business ideas.
You struggle with the fight inside. Mentally not feeling enough. Business-wise never achieving enough. Finances go up and down and you live on the roller coaster of money, but never really continually growing and building wealth. And you're probably someone who works really, really hard, but you're not breaking through that invisible ceiling. So often, I think people lie to themselves, thinking that it's going to be better, that they've got everything under control. But maybe on the inside, just maybe, you're asking yourself the question and saying, do I really have it figured out, or am I BSing myself? But the most important thing you can do is take control of your thinking. Every single thing you do stems from the way that you think. You can't live life on an old pattern. You've got to transform your life to be able to live today. Our work helps you experience greater levels of gratitude, stop chasing success, live a life of fulfillment that's grateful for you. The journey of success and fulfillment can both be intertwined into one experience. It's not based on my opinions. My opinions mean nothing. I sat there with no money in my pocket. I sat there 50 pounds overweight. What you need to know is that it's based on science. So if you're looking to take charge of your thinking and take charge of what you want to do, then this is the action you have to take for yourself. You'll be able to live grateful, live a life that's fulfilled, and most importantly, live a life that you want to live, that's inspirational for yourself and the ones that are around you.
The integration between my business and my soul came together.
Your business grows, and it's not because you did new marketing strategies and did new tactics. It grows because you've grown.
He took everything that we've made so complicated for 2 years now and just made it just real simple. Like
financially, you manage money wisely. Socially, you attract new people into your life and you realize that you actually have friends and family and leaders all around you that you get to connect with, because you no longer have the resentment of yourself or the guilt towards yourself holding you back.
We know that the tools and the strategies that Dr. T has in place are definitely going to help us get to the next step.
Spiritually, you feel connected to the source of who you are, what you do, and the greater mission of your life. You start loving yourself for who you are. The greatest positive aspect of rewiring your life is that you actually get to live your life on your terms. I was living the life that someone else wanted me to live. Had the money, had the car, had the house, had the wife, had all these things that the world thought was success. But it wasn't. There was no connection in my relationship. There was no connection to my kids. I was so consumed in myself that I didn't know what was happening. I remember my 34th birthday. I had this entire party going on downstairs. I looked in the mirror, bloodshot eyes, 50 pounds overweight. Is this all life has to offer? Do you just do this over and over and over again? Because the truth was that I was miserable, but I wouldn't tell anybody. I had to go after the next hit, which is success. It made me feel whole. How would people think of me? What would people say? How would they judge me? You're a doctor, you're successful, you've got the picture perfect life. And I lost everything I knew, from my relationship, to my family, to my income. And I said, things have got to change now. Things have got to change, things have got to be different. Because everybody said, change your beliefs, change your life. My question was, what are my beliefs? Nobody could answer that question for me. At that point, money was resented. I hated money. I didn't want anything to do with it because it brought me so much pain. I threw it away. I pushed it away. No matter what I did, I pushed it away. And I'll tell you what, when I did, I realized something very important. That I'd created a belief through my divorce, through my root experience, through the challenges I'd been through, that you could have love or money. And I figured that I just got to stop blaming everyone else and saying that they're the problems of my challenge. I was the cause. And I realized that I'm going to have to create a process, a tool, a system that I know what my beliefs are to rewire my life, to take my life to the next level, not for myself. To be able to see someone's life, to see someone who's been struggling financially, to be able to rewire that so that they can get their life back. Man, the gratitude is overwhelming towards me in my life, and I'm grateful every single day that I get up to do what I do. I've worked with over 400,000 people over the course of the last 30 years to figure out the science of exactly how we think. Because what I wanted to create was an objective way for somebody to transform their life. I wanted people to be able to do this over and over again, to be able to master their life. I've been able to help people from over 30 countries transform their life from circumstances that you wouldn't even believe. And as a doctor, the thing that I tell people most is that this is all based on science. This is not my opinion or conjecture. It's the secret advantage that people get to live a life that's fulfilled for them. Today, I'm able to live this way as a human being, understanding who I am, grateful for every aspect of my life. And if you're watching this as an entrepreneur, you've been down this journey where you make lots of money and then you lose lots of money. You make lots of money and you can lose lots of money. See, the idea of motivation is going to continue to take you up and down, high and low, but it's never going to allow you to really live fulfilled. Life is not about being happy or sad, it's about being whole. And the neurology of the brain is designed on balance, not on happiness. Science gives us this information, but we're still living in a paradigm where practicing old practices, old tools, old strategies, and get up in the morning and do your affirmations. And I have no problems with it in the 60s, however, but I am saying this. Would you let a surgeon who's blind do surgery? Would you let someone who doesn't understand the science of thinking teach you how to think? No, but we do that every single day. If you're still working on the old model of psychology, you're missing the neuroscience that exists today.
You know, we update our iOS on our phone, we update our computer software, but we don't upgrade our brain software.
When we understand how the neurology works, then we can understand how the psychology works. Your brain and body are designed to make sure you know who you are. And when you realize why you think the way that you do, you'll be able to take charge of your life and do what you want, maximize your energy without living in someone else's life and knowing that you lived inspired in yours. Because the cost of living someone else's life means giving up your own. See, the biggest lie we've been told is positive thinking. Positive thinking is actually the cause of more people's chaos and depression. There is no such thing as a limiting belief. There is no such thing as self-sabotage. It's exactly where you are now based on the nervous system and the blueprint you've created. However, you just don't know the blueprint, right? A mindset is a general term people like to use. But it's really a neurologic blueprint. Our brain is made up of these patterns and these thinking patterns that we've got to rewire and create new ones to be able to get rid of the old patterns in our life. Even though you try and fight uphill to get success and win and race, but if your blueprint says, I don't want any money, I don't want to get to the next level, it's stopping you from becoming what you want to be. So let's look at the data. The data says it all. See, according to the Aspen Institute, in the US alone, individuals who struggle to pay off their debts and loans are more than twice as likely to experience mental health problems. These are things like burnout, anxiety, insomnia, feeling stuck, as many entrepreneurs do, loneliness, ADD or ADHD. So as an entrepreneur, you are literally setting yourself up for more challenge in your relationship, more challenges in your finances, and more challenges in your health. People have said, oh, you gotta know your why. The why is the most important. Start with your why. Every one of you knows why you do what you do. See, the real question you gotta ask yourself is why not? That's why, as an entrepreneur, I want you to realize that the most important thing you could do, take charge of who you are and realize that you have two sides of your nervous system, which is the two sides of your brain. And here's the thing that I want you to get, is you need both of them working in harmony. And the same way in our psychology, it's working to keep our brain and our body in balance. The mind-body connection is real. And I've spent 35 years of my life studying it. Your body will either go, it'll become more erect, your posture will become more erect, you'll get tears of gratitude in your eyes, you'll get a chill in your spine, you'll feel more certain on the inside, but you will know that I got it. See, the most important truth that you're not seeing is that your brain is trying to help you to become whole. We're so stuck on wanting to feel good, be positive, have everything go without any pain or any challenges in our life, but the reality is that that's not gonna happen. We're gonna get challenges in order to bring us back to balance. So if we can stop and look at this and understand in our life that everything is there to serve us, then we start asking different questions. We start living in a different way, and we start realizing that everything is there to help us get to more balance. When a human being is congruent to who they are, things start to move in what some people call the flow. Before, it was a process of learning to let go. That was an arbitrary journey. Today, it's a science. When you figure out why you think the way that you do, you won't try to think like other people. You won't want to be other people. You'll be congruent in your own skin and know who you are. Not from a place of just feeling good, but from your own being. And most of my entrepreneurs typically realize this becomes the most important thing in their brain, or their business, is the way that they think. And they realize that this becomes a daily practice. So for most of my clients, this becomes something that, a way of life that they learn to think, to experience, and they start implementing that on a day-to-day basis. And people who are watching this far are usually frustrated at growing their level of revenue, scaling their business, or being able to build a culture and community in their company that they're striving for. And if that's you, then you know that this system was built for you. So the next step is for me to show you how the Rewire process is customized for you, for your team, and for your vision. Look, let's get things straight. If you're tired of staying stuck, then book your call now. I want you to trash this idea that just because you wake up early in the morning makes you successful. It's just not true. Exercise is important in the morning. Sure, it is. It doesn't hurt you. But if you don't exercise, does that mean you're going to be a failure? No, it doesn't. So one of the things you could do as a conscious thing to be able to change the way you behave is to start asking yourself different questions. When we stop asking questions, we don't allow the brain to find solutions. I want you to start your day by not looking at all your goals and all the things that you want to do. I just want you to ask yourself one question. What challenges am I going to face today? And how am I going to mitigate them? How am I going to respond to them? You put your nervous system in preparation for allowing it to survive and grow. And what's going to happen is you're going to start creating greater belief in yourself. I've created a program for people just like you who are inspired to change their financial destiny. It makes sure that we transform your finances by finding the root causes of the things that are holding you back. We've included processes to make sure that we teach you how to manage your emotions when it comes to your relationships, how to deal with resentment in money.
I will be doubling my revenue before the end of the year.
How to deal with guilt, how to deal with your specific belief inventory when it comes to your finances.
We just want you guys that are watching this video to know that you will never regret coming to be with Dr. T.
It empowered me, it gave me strength, my business started to grow, my relationships started to grow.
That love and gratitude that just pours over us afterwards.
I started feeling better about myself.
What it means to make sure that you can transform from the inside out. what it means to live a mission-based business and how to grow your business, making sure you use economic processes that are designed strategically through the Rewire principles. Every person that does this program finds themselves in a new financial state because they realize that not only does it have the tactical tools to rewire your brain, but we've also included processes and strategies to help you increase your credit, to repair your credit, to make sure that once you get to the point of investing, you know what to do. See, a financial rewire is overhauling your entire financial consciousness.
I wouldn't have stepped into my own power and into my own life, taking control. I would not have started a business. I would not have found a way to be happy in my own skin. And I'm just so thankful I chose me every time that I work with Dr. T.
See, when you rewire yourself, your behavior automatically changes. You don't have to worry about trying to make money important in your life, or trying to do all the things that are hard, or change your habits. You don't have to do any of that. All you do is rewire, and automatically those things will come up and you'll do more of it by itself. This works even if you're the greatest skeptic, even if you don't understand neuroscience. I don't expect you to, but if you do the work, you'll get the results for the work. What's included is a series of modules. You're gonna have to do homework processes, you're gonna have to do growth processes, but when you do, you'll start seeing a shift. A lot of my clients will tell me within the first 2 weeks, money starts showing up out of thin air. They get new opportunities, new job opportunities, new contracts, because when they rewire, they're open to see new opportunities. Is 45 minutes worth a life of financial creativity and success? It's up to you inside of that. But what I found is that people that commit to themselves and commit to that part of their life get tremendous results. Look, if you're like me, you've probably done a lot of programs before and probably saying to yourself, well, I've done things before, I'm unique, this isn't gonna work. Look, I get that. And I can understand and appreciate that you're nervous and scared. But the truth is this, is that if you don't do anything, is anything gonna change? Or are you okay with your status quo? The reason you're afraid is the exact reason you need to rewire yourself. What's the cost of not rewiring yourself? What's the cost of staying where you are? If you're like me, the real cost was not being in a loving relationship. The real cost was not feeling inspired by my life. The real cost was not feeling inspired to be able to lead my children to live the greatest life that they possibly can. The real cost is giving up who you are for everyone else. The real cost is losing your soul in the process of chasing success. We just have a scientific process that I can get anybody with anything, with any scenario, to gratitude. Anything. And I can teach you how to live there a good percentage of the time, right? That doesn't mean you're never gonna have any challenges, just like you know, right? But what if you could spend 85% of your life in this state of gratitude? I've taken women who've been molested and raped and rewired them in 22 minutes. I've taken people who've been stabbed and find gratitude in the person who stabbed them. Because I like to say that things are on the way, not in the way. The brain is set up to actually move you towards on the way. But it's these, what I call these root experiences, these things that stop us from actually holding on to it, right? So if you're watching this at home, I want you to realize that every one of us has these root experiences that we live with. You know, I see people who've lost money, like bankruptcies. So if you've had an issue with money and you're looking at challenges with money, this is stopping you. Because whatever you have as an emotional pattern and you resent, you're gonna hold yourself stuck in that pattern, right? But I think the challenge that we face is you gotta take charge and responsibility to sit and say, am I 100% responsible for my thoughts, my actions, and my behaviors? People ask all the time, well, how quickly will I start seeing results? Well, you'll see results as quickly as 7 days if you do the work. That's why we have a saying in our world called DTFW, which means do the fucking work. And when you do the work, the results show up. We know that this stuff works. We've seen thousands of lives change, and we want you to be one of them. By now, you're probably wondering, what do I do next? Well, we have a program where I sit down and I work with you for 36 hours, and I help you rewire every aspect of your brain, from your health, your wealth, and your relationships. It's called Total Rewire. And inside this program, what we're gonna do and help you identify your values, identify who you are from the inside so you know what your exact identity is. We're gonna take your actual belief inventory. We're gonna know why you think the way you do around your relationships, around your money, around your health. We're also going to have you dissolve fears that you've been holding on to in a matter of minutes. We're going to go and discover your unique mission. You're going to understand your specific formula to freedom. There's a path and a formula, a scientific one that allows you to create your formula of success. And we're going to show you exactly what that is so that you can walk away integrated and heal all these root experiences that are holding back your life. Because the secret to rewiring your life is to rewire the three biggest components: your health, your wealth, and your relationships. You're going to make sure that you take charge from the inside out and live a life truly inspired, because you're going to walk away inspired.
I never knew life could be this awesome.
The future is now.
I'm doing a development right now that's 9 figures.
By next month, it's going to be even bigger than the 40%.
There's no question.
The level of respect has risen. That's probably the sexiest thing ever.
$3,000 to almost $30,000 in 6 months.
And you provided me with so much value in a short period of time.
Working on myself helps my boys, who are the reason I breathe in and out.
I've gotten back into those creative juices again.
My revenue in the last 3 months has grown 30%.
Say that again.
My take-home pay is double. During COVID, my business income grew 81%.
You made it. Well, thank you. You watched the whole movie. And by now, you've probably seen the stories, you watched the neuroscience, you've seen every aspect of this rewire process. You've seen people transform the course of their life. The only thing left to do is to see if this is right for you. You can't unsee, unlearn, unwatch what you've already gotten. You have one of two choices. You can step into the modern era of science and realize how to use neuroscience to rewire your life, or you can stay stuck in the old paradigm, the old model, grinding away, trying to make things work and hitting your head against the wall. See, in this moment, it's your choice, what you want to do and claim your future. You can claim your abundance, your prosperity, your future, your family's future, or not. It's really up to you. You got nothing to risk or lose. I'll show you exactly how this rewiring process will work for you with your business, your family, your life. You'll walk away with clarity, even if you don't work with us. So you've got nothing to lose. Go ahead, book your call now. I'm Dr. Alok Trivedi. I look forward to working with you and rewiring your life.